Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through the noise, find the core insights, and deliver them straight to you.
Fast and focused.
Exactly. Today, we're jumping into something really fascinating. Imagine AI that doesn't just wait for your command, but actually, well, thinks, plans, acts on its own.
Yeah, it's a big shift. We're talking software that can perceive what's going on around it, make some pretty complex decisions, and then carry out tasks with multiple steps.
All without needing constant hand-holding. It's called Agentic AI, and it's already changing how businesses operate.
Right, from the huge global companies down to, the small startups, it's not just helping anymore. It's actively doing the work, autonomously.
So that's our mission today. We're going to unpack what agentic AI really is. We'll look at its explosive market growth. The numbers are pretty wild.
And see how it's actually being used out there across different types of organizations.
Yeah, and we'll delve into the open source tools driving a lot of this innovation. And finally, look at the bigger picture, the strategic side, the future.
Basically giving you a shortcut to understanding this really critical shift in technology.
Let's get into it. So we've all used chatbots, right? You ask something, you get an answer back. Reactive.
Pretty standard stuff now. But agentic AI, that's a different beast altogether. It's moving past just reacting.
So it's more autonomous,
Yeah.
goal-directed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the key. Autonomy and purpose. These systems, they perceive their environment. Could be text, could be sensor data. They interpret it.
Okay.
Then they engage in some complex reasoning. They formulate plans. And crucially, they execute multi-step actions.
And they do this without constant human oversight.
That's the defining feature. It's not just giving you info about booking a flight. It might actually go and book it for you.
Wow. Handling all the little steps involved.
Yeah, all the subtasks, comparing options, making decisions along the way. It's performing work independently.
That is a significant leap. So it's initiating actions, managing a whole sequence. How does it actually pull that off? What are the bits inside that make it work?
Okay, think of it like building a specialist. First, it needs perception. That's its input interface, how it sees or takes in information. Text, voice, data feeds, whatever.
Right, sensing the world.
Then, memory. And this isn't just short-term, like remembering the last thing you said. We're talking long-term context, too.
Using things like vector databases.
Often, yeah. To build up a profile, remember past interactions, preferences, maintain context over time.
So it learns and remembers, not starting fresh each time. That sounds powerful for personalization.
Hugely powerful. Next up is planning and decision-making. Figuring out the sequence of actions needed to hit a goal. Evaluating different ways to get there.
Okay, it thinks ahead.
Then, tool use and action execution. This is where it interacts with the world outside itself, calling APIs, running scripts, maybe querying a database, navigating a website.
So it's not just generating text, it's interacting with other systems, taking real action. What kind of actions are we talking about?
It could be anything, really. Sending an email, updating a customer record in a CRM, fetching live data, adjusting a setting on a machine. Real-world stuff.
Got it.
And the reasoning and control logic is sort of the brain managing this, deciding what to do based on what it perceives, often using techniques like React or chain of thought.
Teaching it to think step by step.
Kind of, yeah, breaking down complex problems before acting. And then there's a feedback and learning loop. It assesses how well it did, learns from mistakes, and hopefully improves.
And presumably a user interface so we can interact with it.
Absolutely. Humans still need to be in the loop to guide, oversee, and interact.
Okay, the mechanics make sense. But the big question for a lot of people is probably adoption. How fast are businesses actually taking this up?
Very fast. That's the short answer. A lot of sources are pointing to 2025 as a kind of tipping point.
A tipping point, meaning it goes mainstream in enterprises.
Yeah, moving from the early adopters, the tech pioneers,
Yeah.
into more widespread, standard business operations. It's becoming less of a nice to have and more of a need to have.
The numbers certainly suggest that. Back in 2024, estimates were what? Between maybe 2.5 and nearly 7 billion US dollars.
Right, there was some variation in those early figures.
But the projections, by 2030, estimates are hitting anywhere from 24 billion up to over 52 billion dollars. Some even go way higher, like 140, 150 billion by 2032 or 2033.
It's a massive jump, and while the exact numbers might vary depending on who you ask, the trend is undeniable.
Huge growth.
Absolutely. The consensus points to really high compound annual growth rates, or KKRs, generally somewhere between, say, 33% and maybe even over 57%. That tells you enterprises are seeing value and investing heavily.
So what's driving this? What's fueling the fire?
It's a combination of things, really. First, just the fundamental advancements in the AI itself. LLMs getting better, NLP understanding language more deeply, deep learning improving.
The core tech is evolving fast.
Exactly. Second, huge enterprise demand. Businesses everywhere want to streamline things, automate more, reduce manual work, cut costs. Agentic AI promises that.
And the ROI numbers we saw are pretty compelling. Sources mentioned 62% of businesses expecting over 100% return, with an average around 171%.
Yeah, the potential ROI is a huge driver.
But that sounds almost too good. Are there catches? What does it really take to get that 171%? It can't be automatic, right?
No, definitely not automatic. That's a great point. Achieving that kind of ROI depends heavily on, well, smart implementation. You need the right use case. You need good, clean data.
Ah, the data quality aspect.
Crucial. And you need to integrate it properly with existing systems, manage the organizational change. It takes strategic effort. It's not just plug and play for that kind of return, but the potential is clearly there.
Makes sense. What else is driving it?
Well, there's the synergy with next-gen infrastructure.
Hmm.
Think IoT devices generating data,
Right.
edge computing, processing it locally, 5G enabling fast communication. Agents thrive in that kind of connected environment.
Okay.
Plus the cloud. Widespread cloud adoption makes deploying and scaling these AI agents much easier and more affordable than it used to be.
Right, lower barrier to entry.
And finally, that constant demand for better, more personalized customer experiences. Agents can deliver that kind of tailored interaction to 24/7.
So it's a global push, but are some regions moving faster than others?
Yeah, there are definitely regional dynamics. North America is currently leading in market share.
Yeah.
Strong infrastructure, lots of capital, home to many of the big tech players.
No surprise there.
But watch Asia Pacific. It's projected to have the highest growth rate. Massive digital transformation efforts, big investments in AI, especially in places like China, India, Japan, South Korea.
India specifically, we saw a note about 80% of firms there exploring autonomous agents.
That's right. Significant interest in exploration happening there. And Europe isn't standing still either. Lots of innovation, plus government support, like the UK investing heavily in AI infrastructure.
So it really is everywhere. How deep is the penetration right now? Like how many companies are actually using this today?
Current estimates suggest around 51% of companies globally have already deployed AI agents in some capacity.
Over half. Already.
Yep. And another 35% are planning to deploy soon, within the next couple of years. The projection is that by 2027, something like 86% of companies could be using agentic AI.
Wow.
And here's a really interesting link. 71% of the companies that have fully embraced generative AI are also already running agentic AI.
So they go hand in hand almost. If you're doing Gen AI, you're likely moving to agents too.
It strongly suggests that. The takeaway seems to be delaying agentic AI probably means falling behind competitively. It's becoming table stakes.
Which perfectly leads us to, where is it showing up? Let's look at the actual applications, starting with the big players, large enterprises. What are they doing?
Large enterprises are really leveraging agentic AI for their most complex, data-heavy problems. They're moving beyond just basic automation into what you might call adaptive autonomy.
Adaptive autonomy.
Just those that don't just follow rules, but can actually adapt their behavior based on changing conditions, making decisions autonomously within complex workflows. They actually account for about 70% of the market revenue right now.
Okay, let's get specific. Finance JP Morgan's Koyan platform, saving 360,000 human hours a year on contract review. That's huge.
Monumental. Or another big bank, cutting KYC processing from days down to just 4 hours. Think about the compliance and efficiency impact.
Incredible. What about healthcare?
We're seeing clinical assistants helping doctors. Massive documentation burden.
Oh, doctors would love that.
Absolutely. Mayo Clinic reported a 28% drop in readmission rates and saved 12,000 admin hours annually using AI. And the stat that 90% of hospitals plan to adopt AI agents by 2025. That says a lot.
It really does in
Right.
manufacturing.
Supply chain. Productivity gains of 15–25% in factories in Asia.
Yeah.
An auto manufacturer cutting quality defects by 35%. IBM's Ask HR automating tons of common HR queries.
Okay.
Telecoms using autonomous agents to monitor networks and slashing repair times by 40–60%. These aren't small tweaks. They're fundamentally changing how these large organizations operate.
It sounds like deep industry-specific integration is key for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
These aren't off-the-shelf solutions for the most part. They require significant customization, integration with legacy systems, and real domain expertise to get these kinds of results.
Okay, so what about the next tier down? Medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, is it just a scaled-down version or a different approach?
It's a bit different. SMEs are adopting rapidly, too. That projected 33.5% CAGR is significant. But for them, a big driver is accessibility.
Accessibility. How so?
Things like no-code or low-code platforms and AI as a service models. They make sophisticated AI much easier and cheaper for SMEs to implement without needing huge internal AI teams.
Right, lowering the barrier.
Exactly. So they're often focused on more immediate, measurable wins. Cost savings, streamlining specific workflows, improving efficiency to compete better. Average productivity gains reported are around 37% for targeted tasks.
Still very significant ROI. Any examples stand out for SMEs?
Well, tools like Anthropic's Claude models are popular,
Yeah.
especially where ethics and handling sensitive data are key, like in legal or healthcare SMEs. Because of its large context window for things like summarizing documents.
Okay.
Companies like Devaniti offer AI service desks integrated with Jira, which is great for mid-sized IT departments. We're seeing SMEs boost customer case resolution by 40%, cut handling time by 28%.
Those are solid operational improvements.
Yeah, and some report annual savings up to $4.2 million just from efficiency gains. It really levels the playing field in some ways. Makes you think how our digital interactions will change.
And then the smallest players, small businesses, this often feels out of reach for them. Is agentic AI actually viable?
This is maybe one of the most exciting areas. Agentic AI is really democratizing advanced capabilities. Small businesses can now overcome some of their biggest limitations-wise. Limited staff, tight budgets.
Type stuff.
They can access automation and personalization that used to be only for the big guys. Think 24/7 customer support from an AI agent that's as good as or better than what a larger competitor might offer manually.
Okay, that is leveling the field. Is it affordable, though?
Surprisingly, yes. There are free or very low-cost tools, maybe up to $30 a month. For basic stuff, mid-tier solutions might be $30 to $500 a month. It's genuinely within reach.
So they can actually compete on things like customer experience now. That's huge for scalability.
It really is. And it helps them shift from just running out of stock to being proactive. Using predictive agents, for example, analyzing sales data, forecasting demand, maybe even automatically reordering supplies. The AI handles the routine stuff, freeing up the owner.
Okay, give me some concrete examples. Day-to-day stuff for a small business.
Sure. Cost efficiency. Automated appointment booking, data entry, less need for admin staff. Operational efficiency, no more manual inventory checks, maybe generating reports automatically.
Makes sense.
Better customer experience. Those 247 chatbots for instant answers, product suggestions, data insights, analyzing buying patterns to optimize stock, even digital marketing, generating social media posts or basic marketing materials.
So quite a range of applications. What types of agents are common here?
You see conversational agents, task automation agents, predictive ones for forecasting, generative agents for content, decision-making support, even multimodal agents that handle different types of data, tailored to their needs.
So it's clearly transforming businesses at all levels, but how did this get so accessible so fast? You mentioned open source earlier. That sounds key.
Absolutely critical. Open source frameworks and tools have been massive catalysts here. They provide the building blocks.
Why is open source such a game changer in this space?
It fosters innovation much faster. It brings transparency, flexibility. It really accelerates adoption because the barriers are lower.
What are the specific advantages for a business choosing open source?
Several big ones. Transparency and security. You can actually see the code, check for vulnerabilities, understand how it works, build trust. That's huge.
No black boxes.
Exactly. Then customization and flexibility. You're not locked into one vendor's way of doing things. You can tweak it, tailor it precisely to your needs.
Avoid vendor lock-in. Always appealing. And cost.
Big economic advantage. No expensive license fees, usually. Makes it much more scalable, especially for smaller companies or for experimenting.
Cheaper, more flexible. Sounds like a win-win.
Pretty much. Plus, you get collaborative innovation. Huge communities are working on these tools, constantly improving them, sharing knowledge. Development happens way faster than a single company could manage.
The power of the crowd.
And that also ties into responsible development. The community helps spot and fix biases, pushes for more ethical approaches. It's not perfect, but it's a valuable check.
Okay, so which open source frameworks are the big names right now in agentic AI?
It's a fast-moving field,
Yeah.
but a few really stand out. LangChain is probably the most dominant, especially for agents built on LLMs. Very modular, lots of integrations.
What's it used for typically?
Things like building workflows, customer support bots, especially using audio retrieval augmented generation to connect to custom data.
Okay. What else?
Microsoft's AutoGen is interesting. It focuses on multi-agent systems, getting multiple AI agents to cooperate on complex tasks.
Like a team of AIs.
Exactly. Think code generation, analyzing complex documents by dividing the work. Crew AI is similar, also focusing on orchestrating agent teams with specialized roles, good for things like content creation or market research.
Multi-agent systems seem like a really advanced area.
They are. Then there's Super AGI, which aims to be more like a full agent operating system. Persistent execution, a marketplace for agent skills. HubSpot apparently used it to cut customer response times by 40%.
That's a tangible result. Anything easier for people just starting out?
Yeah, Agent GPT is browser-based, no code, great for quick prototyping and experimenting without needing deep coding skills.
Nice. Low barrier entry there.
And for developers, Google Gemini CLI lets you use the Gemini model right in your terminal for coding help, content research, grounded with Google search results.
So a range of options. When these frameworks actually operate, are there common components they all rely on? A sort of core toolkit?
Yes, definitely. There's a kind of common architectural pattern emerging. You can think of it as a triad.
A triad.
Yeah. You've got the large language model, LLM itself, providing the core intelligence, the reasoning, the language understanding.
Okay, the brain.
Then you need external tools and APIs. This is how the agent interacts with the real-world search engines, databases, CRMs, social media APIs, you name it.
Hands and senses.
Kind of. And the third part is memory systems, especially things like vector databases, which are crucial for giving the agent long-term memory and enabling R.
Right, retrieval augmented generation. You mentioned that. Why is RS so important?
It's key for trust and accuracy. It lets the LLM base its answers and actions on reliable, specific data, maybe your company's internal documents rather than just its general training knowledge. Helps prevent making stuff up or hallucinations.
Grounding it in facts. Got it.
Exactly. Beyond that triad, you often see tools like code execution environments. So agents can write and run Python code, for example, and data processing libraries like Pandas. But open source is really powering much of this integration.
Okay, so pulling this all together, what are the big strategic implications here? For businesses, for maybe society more broadly, what's the road ahead look like?
Well, the impact is profound. Agentic AI really forces a rethink of, well, almost everything. Operational models, how we structure work, workforce strategies, tech investments.
In what way? What are the key benefits driving that rethink?
Huge potential for competitive advantage. Speed, efficiency, innovation agents can accelerate all of that. Better operational resilience, too, with autonomous systems supporting continuity.
And cost saving.
Definitely cost optimization. Those productivity gains we talked about translate directly to the bottom line, and maybe less, obviously, accelerated innovation. Agents can help brainstorm, test ideas, iterate much faster than traditional R&D cycles.
Okay, massive potential benefits. But let's talk workforce. The fear is always AI takes jobs. What's the reality looking like?
It's complex. The World Economic Forum did project displacement, maybe 85 million jobs by 2025 due to automation. That sounds scary.
It does.
But, and this is crucial, they also projected the creation of 97 million new jobs by 2025, and even more, maybe 170 million by 2030, many related to AI and new ways of working.
So transformation, not just elimination.
That seems to be the consensus. It's less about wholesale replacement and more about transforming roles.
Yeah.
Humans move towards oversight, governance, strategic direction, collaborating with the AI.
Ownership, not replacement.
Ideally. But it absolutely requires a massive focus on reskilling and upskilling. People need the skills to work alongside these systems effectively.
That's a huge undertaking for companies and individuals. What about data? You mentioned it before. How critical is data strategy here?
Absolutely paramount, foundational. You cannot have trustworthy agentic AI without high-quality, secure, well-governed data, period.
Why so critical?
Because if the agent is acting autonomously based on bad data, biased data, inaccurate data, insecure data, its actions will be flawed, potentially dangerously so. Reliability hinges on data quality.
And RAG helps here by grounding it in trusted data.
Exactly. RAG is a key technique for ensuring the agent operates based on verified, proprietary information when needed, which builds trust and reliability.
Makes sense. What are the other big hurdles or challenges companies face when trying to implement this?
Several key ones. Data security and compliance are huge. Agents handle data. often sensitive data, so they need to operate within strict rules. Transparency and explainability, avoiding the black box problem.
You need to know why the agent did something.
Precisely. Need audit trails, ways to understand its reasoning. Then there's human oversight. Even autonomous systems need clear rules for when to escalate to a human.
Okay.
The ongoing challenge of bias and fairness, ensuring agents don't perpetuate biases from their training data. The skills gap, finding people with the expertise to build, manage, and govern these systems.
Finding the talent.
And fundamentally, reliability. LLMs can still sometimes hallucinate or generate incorrect information. Ensuring consistent, reliable performance, especially for critical tasks, is still an active area of work.
So lots to consider. For organizations listening right now wanting to navigate this, what are your top strategic recommendations?
Okay, a few key things. First, prioritize data governance and quality. Get your data house in order. It's non-negotiable.
Foundation first.
Absolutely. Second, invest in workforce transformation. Start reskilling and upskilling your people now for collaboration with AI.
Be proactive.
Third, seriously consider adopting modular and open source frameworks. That flexibility and cost effectiveness can be a major advantage.
Right.
Fourth, focus on measurable ROI. Start with clear use cases where you can demonstrate value quickly to build momentum and justify investment.
Show the wins.
And finally, establish robust governance and oversight. Set clear ethical guidelines, accountability structures, and human oversight protocols from the start. Build trust internally and externally.
Excellent advice. Wow. We have covered a ton of ground today, from what agentic AI actually is to the incredible market growth.
The real-world examples across all sizes of businesses.
Right, and the vital role of open source and these really significant strategic implications for literally everyone.
Yeah, it's clear this isn't just some future tech trend. It's happening now.
It really feels like agentic AI is moving past being just a technological step forward to becoming a strategic imperative. It's reshaping automation, digital interaction, everything.
It's a transformative force already making waves.
So here's something to think about as we wrap up. As these AI agents become more and more autonomous, woven into every part of business, how do our own roles change? Do we shift from primarily doing the work to orchestrating these intelligent systems?
A profound question indeed.
Definitely something worth pondering as you think about your own work and the future. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.